This is a response to Horror of Mike's video on top 10 guilty pleasures. I guess I'd like to respond to his list first, and then I actually came up with my own list as well. I have to say, I haven't seen many of the movies on that list. Don't have passion to see Doom or any of the Jason, Freddy movies. Those really are not my cup of tea. But I did see The Last Action Hero when it came out. Actually, I saw it in the movie theater on opening night, or opening day, actually. And, well, I will just say this. The 4 people I saw it with hated it. I thought it was okay. I didn't hate it. I actually thought one bit that was really funny was the whole Hamlet, Arnold Schwarzenegger's Hamlet bit. I thought that was hilarious. The kid's sidekick, that there was never ever, and actually that's what ruins like Terminator 2 to me. I'm just done with kid sidekicks. I don't have, in action movies in particular. Yeah, it's just, they're annoying, in my opinion. And so that kind of did it in for me. Rocky Balboa, I haven't seen, don't want to see. And I guess the others, like Rush Hour, I thought they were pretty good. I mean, nothing to write home about, but pretty good. So, yeah, it's a fun idea, guilty pleasures. What I kind of brought to the table was I tried to pick movies that I had kind of a connection with and really liked a lot. That if somebody was to talk just trashing these movies, any of these movies, I think I would get kind of annoyed at that person. Now, there are problems with almost all of these movies, but it's an interesting thing because it's like a delicate conversation that needs to occur there. Like, anybody could criticize it, but they'd have to really kind of back it up in an intelligent way, at least to have a discussion. That's my way of seeing things. Anyway, so number 10 that on the list is Dune. Now, this is a mess of a movie. I saw it on opening night, and they handed out a glossary when you went to see this movie. So you bought your ticket and you got this like piece of paper with terms used in the movie and the definition of what that term was. You know a movie is a mess when they hand out a glossary before you're supposed to see it. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Like, study this? Like, commit it to memory prior to seeing the movie and then be able to pull from that knowledge while you're watching the movie? Yeah, I was totally confused the first time I saw it. But I still recognize then and now the story is interesting. And the way Lynch shoots it is incredible in many ways. It's uneven, but there are some beautiful, beautiful images in this movie that really, I think, stand the test of time. My whole thing with this movie is David Lynch was offered Return of the Jedi, but he chose to do Dune instead. And I guess to me, this kind of speaks to who I am. I'd rather watch Dune again than Return of the Jedi. Again, that's me. I just hate Ewoks and I hate all that stuff. And so, yeah, that's just me. So Dune, coming in at number 9 and 8 are 2 romantic comedies from the 90s. She's All That and Clueless. Now, I guess to me, these are just really entertaining movies that kind of captured lightning in a bottle, that it just kind of came together in a way where I think both of these are successes, and I think both of them were hits. Now, the reason they're guilty pleasures is like, yeah, I don't, you know, not the most, brave filmmaking to put, out there that you really enjoyed. But again, to me, She's All That is, it's a romantic comedy where you see two characters that you like and you want them to get together and be happy, and it's no giveaway to say that they do. Has Freddie Prinze in it, and I guess to me, I've always kind of rooted for Freddie Prinze because of what happened with his dad. If you don't know what happened, I guess you could look it up. But yeah, he's not had it easy. So to me, that kind of plays into when I see that movie as well. And Clueless is based on Jane Austen's Emma. And so it's smart. It's a smart little comedy that initially I would never have seen it in the theater, but actually when I did finally see it, I thought it was really good. So those are two, I think, movies where if you have friends that aren't really into movies and you just want to watch something entertaining that has some heart to it, I think, I would say those two would be well worth watching. They're really funny as well. So She's All That and Clueless. It's a little embarrassing to kind of put those out there, but I am. It's guilty pleasures. Number 7, I'm not that embarrassed about putting out there, and yet I had sort of this awful experience with it that leads me to put it on the list, and that would be Excalibur. Now, Excalibur is a 1980 John Boorman movie based on the King Arthur legend, and it's really an incredible movie. It has some amazing stuff in it. Battle scenes and dramatic moments. The ending, I think, is like one of the best endings ever. And yet, what happened was, I showed this to some friends who really weren't into movies, and I don't think they were into King Arthur legends either. And they just laughed and made fun of this movie for the 30 or 40 minutes we watched it. And at that point, I turned it off. I was like, and did something else. It's not for everyone. It's a movie that I think it's pretty easy to see why someone might pick on this movie. But to me, if you're willing to enter that world, it's an incredible movie. Well worth seeing. Excalibur. Okay, so coming in at 6, and we're doing better with time here, is Moulin Rouge. Moulin Rouge is probably the most divisive movie on the list. It's one of those movies, I think. Another one would be like Magnolia, would be another movie that either people love or hate. There's no like middle. Moulin Rouge it's a musical, but it's done in this completely over-the-top, fast-paced, cut every third second way that I loved. I totally enjoyed that movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought Ewan McGregor and Nicole Kidman were fantastic in it, and I thought it was like really brave that they kind of did the movie, because they don't always look, particularly cool in the movie. Yeah, but there are other people who just find the whole thing totally annoying and can't stand it and wish they could have those minutes that they watched it back, kind of thing. But I would say it's well worth checking out if you like movies and if you like musicals. Moulin Rouge. Okay, so I'm about out of time. I am going to break this into another section, part 2. Yeah, so stay tuned. I'm going to have some stuff from just a few years ago and some stuff from the 80s on the list. Okay, so that's that. See you in a bit.